Councilman Meitzner.
Thank you, Mayor. Alan, so this proposed, I agree with, first of all, thank you. This was great information on the presentation. I know it was a lot of stuff, but so today's on the table, the proposed 5 point whatever rate increase for water and sewer combined generates, did you say, roughly about an extra $7 million? Is that what your number was?
On the water side, we project it would be about almost $5 million.
Right.
And on the sewer side, it would be somewhere around 2.6,
okay,
roughly, million.
So we'll say 8 million for round figures. So today's water and sewer combined revenue yearly basis is about 130
to 40.
Okay, 130 to 40. So with this rate increase, to help complement Councilmember or Vice Mayor Blueball's comments, so this would take the revenue from 130 million, which is today's operating revenues, and plus that pays debt and everything else, to an extra 7 million. So what you said is probably accurate. It's difficult to expect any massive growth or future water supply to be on the backs of just the ratepayers. Plus, this has to operate as its own enterprise fund. I don't think we're able to take road and sidewalk revenue and throw it into, or are we?
It's kind of and I would defer to Sean Henning, but we certainly can't take water and sewer revenue out of the enterprise fund to fund non-enterprise.
Okay,
but I believe we can bring other than rate income into the fund.
Okay, thanks for refreshing my memory. It's a one-way street on that one. Okay. And also, so today's system is, I mean, although everybody thinks water and sewers because it's one bill and one entity, but our sewer system operates pretty much totally separate from our water system.
We have a sewer on the bill that you get. There's the amount that's
right.
Your sewer bill, and that's money that's goes and is tracked in terms of operation and maintenance, and its own capital improvement plan associated with it too. Same thing with the water.
But do we have like a water plant and then a sewer plant, and they're separate entities?
Yes.
Right. So when somebody's turning on the water in their faucet, you got one entity bringing it in, and it's a whole separate entity in a building that's as it goes down the drain?
Correct.
Okay. I have a couple other questions if I can come back after others ask.
Okay.
Please, Mayor. Thank you. Thanks.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak on this? Seeing that there are no others, at this time we'll go out for public discussion and we'll come back to Councilman Meitzner. Is there anyone else that would like to speak on water? Okay, with that being said, we'll come back. Councilman Meitzner?
Mayor, if you would oblige, or if the council would, I think Vice Mayor Blueball made reference to the sales tax, and unless you were living in a cave, it's the water and sales tax has been on the agenda. Can I ask some what ifs about and some things, please? Okay, so my questions here would be, the 1 cent sales tax, part of that was going to be 5 years to generate about $250 million. That would pay for the new water supply, which was not the existing item that we're talking about today.
That's correct, sir.
Okay. So if we looked at options, because in part of that campaign, it was said a number of times from the people that were against the sales tax, was that it should fall on the ratepayers, of which we have how many meters, or how many ratepayers do we have? Customers?
Almost 140,000 accounts, meters.
140, 150, something like that. Okay. So it was also said that, so if we took the 200, if we just wanted to do a capital improvement to bring a new water supply, even if it's El Dorado or whatever we came up with. So if we wanted those same ratepayers to just pay a flat every meter to pay a flat fee for 5 years, what would that number be if we took the 250 million divided by the 140 or 50,000?
Staff did some, these are fairly rough numbers, but staff did some fairly rough numbers to look at if we increased bills for a 5-year period of time. We're looking at the high end, we're looking at somewhere about $23, almost $24 per bill, and at the high end, something closer to $30 per bill. That would be each month. You'd have to pay that for 60 months.
Okay, so if we considered, we can consider doing nothing, obviously, for the future of the water, or we consider pushing the can down the road as is done in other government agencies. But if we wanted to address this now and ask the ratepayers to take care of the future water needs for 5 years, you're saying it's about $24 to $27 a month per meter.
For the option that we brought to council
Right.
as part of the 1 cent sales tax.
That would be one option.
Yes,
So
sir.
that times 25 times 12 is $300 a year, times 5 years is $1,500 on each meter for 5 years. And I think I also heard that those that can, quote, least afford it, whatever that definition is, they were saying that the average family would be paying on the sales tax $160 a year in additional sales tax per family. So, which would end up being about $800 over 5 years just for the water, or just for the whole thing besides the water.
Yeah, that would cover the other items that were included in the proposal, not just the $250 million for the water.
Okay. And then obviously we could do a percentage, usage increase to pay for the somewhere, then that gets into the 50% or whatever that number is, rate increase. All right, another question on